Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Nick from Noob Kill coming at you with another video today. So guys, welcome back to Nick's Picks. This is where I give you guys my NFL predictions. This is going to be for week 9. Last week for week 8, I believe there was 11 games. We got 4 wrong, and that was the Buffalo game. I picked the Oakland Raiders to win that game. Buffalo did win that game, and pretty bad, man. That was really good. Buffalo did step up there, but then the crazy Thursday night game. But of course, Tampa Bay, I picked them to win. The Panthers did beat them, and then of course I picked Houston. That game was insane. That was the craziest game last week, and of course I picked Houston, and Seattle did come up on top. The ending of that game was so heartbreaking for probably Houston and Watson, of course. And then lastly, I did pick the Lions to beat the Steelers, and the Steelers did win. The Lions had a chance of winning that game at the end, but they couldn't pull it out, and they lost that game. But yeah, of course, last week teams with the byes, we had the Cardinals, Jags, Rams, Giants, and Titans. So yeah, and the teams with the byes this week, we got my Patriots, man. Really happy they got a week off. Hopefully they can rest up and stuff like that. Of course, we got the Pats, Browns, Bears, Chargers, Vikings, and Steelers. So yeah, guys, that being said, like I said, Thursday night had a really crazy game. I thought Buffalo was gonna win really handedly, easily, of course, after they manhandled the Oakland Raiders. Of course, man, that defense was flying. But then it was like the opposite. The Jets defense was insane. I believe they had like 3 turnovers, like fumbles and stuff like that. That is freaking mad. And of course the Jets did come up on top. The the Buffaloes try to force a comeback. Of course, when they had that chance, when it was like 7-34 or so, 7-27 or something like that, or 7-20 something, Tyrod Taylor goes ahead and fumbles the ball. They ended up on the 1-yard line. Their hopes were done right there. I stopped watching that game, but ended up being 21-34 or something like that final score. But let's get on to the 1 o'clock game. So we started off with the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. Now the Falcons, man, they almost lost to the Jets. Now, like I said, the Jets, they played really good, or they have been playing really good. They just been losing a lot of games the last 3 games before the one against Buffalo, but they had a lead against the Atlanta Falcons, man, and they gave up the lead. But yeah, the game was really wet. It was raining like crazy. And the Falcons did finally come up on top at the end, but yo, it was crazy. That was like a neck-and-neck game at the end. And then the Panthers, they did win against the Buccaneers. Now the Buccaneers, I think, what's his name? Jameis Winston, he's out. He's done. I think he's injured his shoulder or something like that. So Fitzmagic is there. And yeah, it was not Fitzmagic. But this one is in Carolina. But I think I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. I'm going to pick the Falcons to win the first 1 o'clock game. Now, moving on to our next 1 o'clock game, we got the Bucks versus the Saints. Now the Saints have been, man, they have been, what is their thing at the end? They have like that campfire, like on a road trip, and like they're happy, man. They're winning games. I can't remember how much games they won straight, but they've been on a tear after they gave up, after they traded Adrian Peterson, man. Things have turned around. Things have really turned around for this the Saints, man. And the Bucks, man, they lost really bad against the Panthers last week. Of course, Jameis Winston, I believe he is out with the shoulder injury. I'm gonna give this one to the Saints right here. So we got the Saints that did beat the Bears last week. Moving on to our next game, we got the Rams versus the Giants. Now, both teams are coming off the bye. So both are rested, and of course, I think last week the Rams played in England. So they got back, and they're back from the time zone switch and all that stuff. But they played really well in that England game against the Cardinals. I believe they shutted them out 33-0. And the Giants, I think they've only won that one game against the Broncos. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. They are really doing great. That young coach is leading the squad, man. They're doing amazing, man. And Goff is playing really great, and Gurley is doing amazing again, man. The first rookie season was awesome. Last year was mediocre, but it's really, he's finding his way back, and he's playing amazing, guys. So yeah, I give that one to the Rams. Moving on to our next game with the Broncos versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now this one, I really have no questions about it. Eagles just got that steal with Jay Ajayi. That is insane. They're already playing out of their minds. Now they have 2 really good backs with LeGarrette Blount and now Jay Ajayi. And Denver, man, they have not found themselves. They have definitely not found themselves after they lost to basically who I think it all started after they lost against the Buffalo Bills, man. They've been in a slump, man, and they cannot get out of it. Like, that one that was really bad was when they played the Giants at home, when the Giants lost all 3 receivers the previous week playing against the Chargers, and they lost it. I don't even think they had a touchdown that game. And they really have not found themselves, and I don't think they're gonna find themselves against this high-flying Eagle team, man. So yeah, we're gonna give that one to the Philadelphia Eagles. Our next game is Houston versus the Colts. Now the Houston right here, the score, they say they had the 7-point spread favorite to win this game, but of course Deshaun Watson is done. I believe Tom Savage is going to be the quarterback. he didn't really look too good in preseason. That's all I can say. And of course, now the Colts, man, they are not the favorite to win this game. Brissett has been putting up numbers there. He's throwing a lot of touchdowns and a lot of yards, but he's also throwing a lot of picks, which is not good. But end of the day, man, I really think the Colts can get this W here. I think they're gonna get this W here because like Deshaun Watson's out. That was like a huge main point of the Texans. Of course, they still have Will Fuller and of course DeAndre Hopkins, but still, man, that's a huge chess piece missing. And then JJ Watt, merciless, is injured. A lot of injuries on offense and defense, man. A lot of key players. So I think Indianapolis is actually going to pull this one on the road and take this. So I'm going to give this one to the Colts. Moving on to the next game with the Jags versus the Bengals. I think the Bengals, can't even remember who they played. Oh, the Bengals, man. Oh my goodness. The Bengals played the Colts last week and they almost lost. They had that comeback. I forget who. I think it was, I can't remember who got that pick six to save them. If they didn't get that pick six, they would have lost against the Colts last week. But yeah, the Jags, man, they're rolling, man. They are rolling. The Jags are rolling. They had the bye last week as well, but the week before that, I believe they killed somebody. Yeah, they killed the Colts. So both teams, the last games they played were against the Colts, but the Jags held them to a shutout, and the Bengals almost lost against them. Jags are playing at home. Jags are looking like a solid team this year. I'm going to give this one to the Jags. Cincinnati, not looking really good right now. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to give that one to the Jags. Moving on to our next game, we got the Ravens versus the Tennessee Titans. Now, the last game they played was a Thursday night game, and they slapped. They slapped and I believe gave a shutout against the Dolphins, 40-0 against the Dolphins. And the Tennessee Titans, they've been mediocre, man. They've been kind of mediocre, man. What's his name? Mariota has been injured with his foot or something like that. He's been hobbling. Doesn't look the same. The games that they've been playing have been barely scoring any points. But of course, Joe Flacco did get injured. I think he got a concussion that last game against the Dolphins. They had a picture of Sue choking the backup quarterback in that game. But yeah, we're gonna give this one to the Titans though. I think with the quarterback Joe Flacco not being there, even though they had that stellar game against the Dolphins, I think that I think the Tennessee Titans can win this at home too. Moving on to our next game with the Redskins versus the Seattle Seahawks. They're playing at home, 12th man. They don't lose at home, man. Obviously, that showed last week. I'm going to give this one to the Seattle Seahawks. I know a lot of players. What's his name? Earl Thomas III. He's out indefinitely this weekend. Cam Chancellor's questionable. Bobby Wagner's questionable. But still, Russell Wilson, he's going to be scrambling all over. This is going to be a crazy game. This is going to be a really crazy game. So yeah, I give this one to Seattle. Moving on to our next game with the Cardinals versus the 49ers. Now, again, another team where the other team, the Cardinals, has 2.5 in the points bet, so they are the favorite to win. What's his name? Carson Palmer, he's done. He broke his arm. They have the backup Drew Stanton. He's in there. The last game they played, I think they lost. They got destroyed by the Rams. They had the bye last week, but this might be crazy, but I think the 49ers are going to get their first dub. Why do I say that? Because they have my Patriots backup quarterback, man. Garoppolo is a stud, man. I think that they can win this game. I know Pierre Garçon is out. A lot of players are out, actually. A lot of players are out on that team. But still, I'm going to give this one to San Fran. I think they can get their first win right here against the Cardinals. They did not look good against the Rams. Their quarterback is injured. Yes, they got Adrian Peterson, feed the beast. That's what they're saying. But still, I'm going to give this one to San Fran. Moving on to our next game, we got the Chiefs versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this one is tough, man. Dallas, man, they've been winning. Zeke has been eating, man. Zeke has been eating. I don't know. I thought he got suspended. I thought he got ruled out again and he got suspended, but somehow he's still playing. I think he appealed and they got to wait or something like that. And KC, they've been rolling again. They won their last game against the Broncos on that Monday night game. Hunt is just insane. Alex Smith, I don't think has thrown an interception, they said, this year, which is insane. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to give this one to Dallas at home. I think I'm just going to go with Dallas, man. I think they can win this game. Moving on to our next one, we got the Oakland Raiders versus the Miami Dolphins. Now, Dolphins, they just got shutted out last week. It was terrible. And then, of course, the Raiders, they lost really bad against the Bills. I'm going to give this one to the Oakland Raiders, though. I think I can give this one to the Oakland Raiders. I think they can win this one. Marshawn Lynch is back. They had a really bad week. They're going to really bounce back from that game last week. So I'm going to want to the Raiders. Now, last one, we got the Monday night game. We got the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Detroit Lions, they've been shaky, man. They've been really shaky. I think they lost their last 2 games or something like that. But they've been a little shaky. They started off the season really great. Matthew Stafford is looking like a monster at the line. He's calling plays, audibling out. It looks amazing. A huge improvement for that team. I believe Haloti Ngata is out on defense, is one of the big names that caught my eye when I looked at the injury report. But then you look at Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, he's still not back. He's done. He's done for the season. Collarbone broken, right? They have their backup quarterback. He still hasn't wowed me. The Green Bay Packers, they did have a bye last week, but they lost against the Saints 2 weeks ago. I'm just not feeling it, man. And no Aaron Rodgers, man. That's a huge thing. Another huge puzzle piece. That's like the main player. Aaron Rodgers is a magician, man. And without him, I don't see them winning this game. This is a really big game. Aaron Rodgers usually has a Hail Mary touchdown pass against the Lions, but he's not here, man. So I don't think they're going to get a Hail Mary this time. I'm giving this one to the Lions. But yeah, guys, those are my picks. If you guys agree with me, go ahead and leave a like on this video. If you guys don't agree with me, tell me in the comment section, who do you think is gonna win? Like, yo, if you think the Texans are still gonna beat the Colts this weekend, say like, yo, Nick, I don't think the Colts are gonna win. Tell me in the comments. Go ahead and talk some football in the comments with everybody else. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome football Sunday. Hope you guys enjoy the games. I'm gonna enjoy as much football I can. I know the Pats are not playing, but that being said, always stay hype, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.
What's up?